Hi everyone, and welcome to SarrawyDev. If you prefer to follow along with the complete source code, you can find it in the SarrawyDev Store. The link is in the description. In this series, we're going to build an ERP starter application using ABP Angular and Angular material, step by step. We'll start by setting up the project and connecting it to SQL Server. Then we'll build customers and items, and finally, we'll create an invoice master detail screen. Before we start creating our project, let's take a quick look at ABP Framework. ABP is an open-source application framework built on top of ASP.NET Core. It provides a lot of infrastructure that we usually need when building enterprise applications, such as authentication, authorization, modularity, multi-tenancy, and application services. For the front-end, ABP provides an Angular UI integration that works with the ABP Backend and gives us a ready-to-use application structure. We'll focus on some of the common modules you would find in an ERP system, such as customers, items, and invoices. Before we start, make sure you have the ABP CLI installed and the required development environment ready. You can find the installation instructions and all the requirements on the official ABP website. Okay, now let's create our project. I've created an empty folder where we'll store our project files. I'll open a command prompt in this folder, and we'll use the ABP CLI to create our application. While ABP is creating the project, it will generate the solution structure, configure the Angular application, and set up the required backend and front-end projects for us. Once the process is complete, we'll open the solution and take a quick look at the generated structure before running the application. And our project is ready. Let's take a look at what ABP has generated for us. ABP has generated two main folders for us, the Angular frontend and the ASP.NET Core backend. We'll start with the ASP.NET Core solution, so let's open the ASP.NET Core folder in Visual Studio. Now that the project has been created, let's take a quick look at the generated solution. As you can see, ABP has already created the application structure for us. We have the different layers separated into dedicated projects, which gives us a clean and maintainable architecture. We won't go through every project right now. We'll explore the parts we need as we build the application. Before we run the application, let's configure the database connection. ABP has already created the database configuration for us, so we only need to update the connection string in App Settings, JSON. This is the default connection string used by the application. For this tutorial, I'll keep the default connection string, so we don't need to change anything here. For the database migration, we'll use the Entity Framework Core project as our startup project. The DbMigrator is a separate console application responsible for applying the Entity Framework Core migrations and updating the database. I'll run it without debugging. The database has been successfully migrated. Now, let's run our application. And our backend is up and running. ABP has also generated the API endpoints for us, and we can explore them through Swagger. For now, we won't go into the API details. Let's move on to the Angular application. Now that our backend is running, let's start the Angular application. ABP has already generated the Angular frontend for us, so we can run it and connect it to our backend. And there we have it. Our ABP Angular application is up and running. At this point, we have our backend, database, and Angular frontend working together. ABP has already provided us with a complete application structure and a ready-to-use UI. In the next step, We'll start customizing the UI with Angular material and build our first module. That completes the initial project setup. If you'd like to get the source code for this part, you'll find it in the SarrawyDev Store. The link is in the description. In the next part, we'll start building our first module customers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.